Oh, we can't stream to Twitch anymore. Okay. The San Jose Sharks acquire Yaroslav Askarov from the Nashville Predators, and we are going to break it down now. But of course, if you want to be part of the show, hit us up on all the social media platforms. Hit us up in the YouTube comments. Hit us up in the YouTube chat. Do all the YouTube things. It's going to be awesome. It is myself. It is AJ. It is Jules. We are going to break down the San Jose Sharks. Made a big trade in the dog days of summer. They have acquired Yaroslav Askarov from the Nashville Predators, forward Nolan Burke, a 2025 third-round pick that was originally belonging to the Colorado Avalanche. Going the other way, Nashville gets goalie Magnus Krona, forward David Edstrom, 2025 first-round pick. That is the Vegas Golden Knights. San Jose will have the choice to transfer their own first-round pick selection or their own 2025 selection. I guess if they're in the top 10, I believe is how that works.
Anyway, if Vegas's choice is a top 10 pick, San Jose has the option to transfer either their own first round in 2025 or the Vegas selection.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is the trade. What are we thinking so far? The chat is blowing up.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. Jules is happy. I mean, okay, listen, like I get the risk with this trade, and before everyone's like, and I get this trade. We have basically another David Edstrom and Philip Beested.
Yeah.
So I think the Sharks just basically picked between those two of like who they see could has the higher ceiling. The first round pick condition is to me hilarious because I don't see a world where Vegas's finishes lower than the Sharks. But like you have to give up something to get a franchise goalie, and in my opinion, Askarov has the potential to be the next Sharks great goalie. So, and that was really the black hole that is like missing that and a right shot defenseman.
Yeah, like when I look at this trade, like there's a couple things, right? Like I think Vegas is going to be a fascinating team this year because I don't know what they're going to be. So that pick, but again, like I don't think the Sharks are going to be good. Like this doesn't make the Sharks good this year. No. So I still think the Sharks are going to be picking are going to have a good pick in the draft this year.
Also, Askarov starts in the AHL, doesn't he? Like, I don't think he can beat out Vanny or Blackie.
See, and that is the question here, right? Because
I think he can.
Maybe he can. Now, this is the interesting thing, and this is where I think you talked about like there's obviously like there's some issues here, and I think like we have to talk about the issues. As excited as I am, I think we still have to lay things out. You have two guys in Mackenzie Blackwood and Vitek Vanacek that are probably starting in the NHL this year. This is a guy who told Nashville that I will not report to the AHL team this year. Now, on the Sharks end, you're like, okay, but you already have two NHL goalies and you didn't send one.
Do you though? Way. Do we?
Well, I think they do. It'll be interesting to see, right? Like, do you send Vanacek down to the AHL? I don't know. I mean, at this point now, I think like that's the question is like, how is this going to play out? However, I think for the Sharks to the benefit and to the thing that you can tell Askarov is like, hey, our goalies, they're kind of like Vanacek has had some injury problems, and so has Blackwood. So the option of, the speed in which you can get there could be pretty quick.
And the thing is with Nashville, he was also stuck behind Saros, who was signed there for 8 bajillion more years because he just signed the extension. At least with the Sharks, both their goalies, at least Blackwood is up this year, Vanny is up next year. Yeah. Also, who says both of them are still on the team come opening night?
Right, and that's true. And people are saying in the chat, like there's also a situation where there could be another move. A Vanacek could get moved, a Blackwood could get moved, and then Askarov is on the NHL team.
Do we want Askarov like right now in the NHL? Like, do we maybe want to wait like at least?
I don't think he wants to, though. That's the problem.
Hey, if he outplays Vanacek or Blackwood or both, boom. I mean, do what you got to do. If Chief has an amazing
Preseason,
September.
yeah.
Yeah, if he's got an amazing September, Yaroslav on opening night, as far as I'm concerned.
You want to know who's really close with Askarov? Shakir Mukhamadullin. So maybe they'll both make the Sharks.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because I like what the Sharks gave up. I mean, look at this is a situation where you have to give up something to get something, and as much as people will be like, well, goalies are voodoo, and there's concerns here. Like, look, Askarov in the last year in the playoffs lost the net to Sharks legend Troy Grosnick. There's definitely concerns. Like, there's definitely concerns there, and he is a guy by reputation. I've seen Askarov play a little bit, but not enough to be like, this is my expert opinion on Askarov. But I know him by reputation. Obviously, he's a guy that went in the first round. As much as people are like, oh, goalies are voodoo, whatever, like, there's still reasons why you select goalies in the first round. There's a reason Jesper Wallstedt went in the first round. Askarov is very much in that mold of goalie. And I lost my train of thought.
Mold of goalies.
Yeah, like that mode of goalie. Like, so I mean, like, this is a guy who projects as a franchise goaltender, a spot that the Sharks, as much as I like Magnus Krona, as much as I like what Romanov did last year, like, these are guys that are like, this guy is more of a sure thing than, like, I the thing I always said about the Kuda goaltending last year is, like, I like them, but I don't know if there's an NHL goalie between the two of them.
Well, the funny thing is that last time Eric and I were on, a week ago, whatever it was, I was literally saying, like, when do the Sharks find their next Nappy? The next goalie that's going to be there for a decade. And of course, this was the name that we were all talking about. I'm ecstatic over this. Giving up the first, is it maybe a hefty thing? But we all know that it could be a lottery ticket. Vegas. You think Vegas is going to finish worse than 18th overall?
I don't know what Vegas is going to do this year, because I think they're like, on one hand, it's like there's still a lot of really good pieces there.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of really good pieces that everybody hates them, though.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? There's a lot of really good pieces there. There's a lot of really good pieces there that don't generally play the whole season.
So, also the thing is, the Pacific Division kind of sucks. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. So you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, Seattle, I could see making their way somehow into the playoffs with this division, which is, and I'm not super high. I think they're gonna be good, and like, Vegas could literally finish anywhere, but I don't see them missing the playoffs in this, like, kind of shitty ass division. Like,
Seattle?
you know what I mean? Sorry, Vegas. I don't see Vegas missing the playoffs. I think Seattle is a team that could make it, but, like, I don't see Vegas missing the playoffs, and I think the Pacific Division's a little shitty. Seattle might be able to knock them off, but
I would imagine that we're all of the like mind that Edmonton will take the division this season.
Edmonton's gonna be fine.
I mean, provided they'll be able to get over the whole devastating loss of Ceci. But
because I'm sure it'll be really hard on their minus 100.
Right. So Edmonton's going to be in there. I think Vancouver isn't going to be able to sneak up on people this coming season.
I think this Vegas pick is going to be a high pick. I just think that but I can also see a path where this clause could kick in. It would have to go things would have to go so wrong. But we've seen that happen in Vegas. We've seen, I love Jack Eichel, but, like, when's the last time Jack Eichel's played a full season? Mark Stone hasn't played more than half a season in, I think, 4 years. There's a lot of miles on Petro. The Vegas teams, like, this is a team that I dick ride way too often for being a Sharks fan. Like, and I'll admit that. But, like, I can also see a path where things can go terribly wrong. But then I look at the rest of the division. Tiger saying LA. What's LA? I don't know.
Mediocre.
Right?
Yeah,
are they a team that's, like,
no man's land
for sure set for playoff? I don't know.
Up and down. But I go back to something that Ian has said, I don't know how many times, especially when it comes to goalies. Did they own their shit in the O and in the A and all of that? And so far, it seems like this guy has satisfied that criteria. The first round selection, some people will say that's high for a goalie, but this could be one of those things in hindsight, 5, 8, 10 years from now. This very well, like, I don't mean to be hyperbolic. Could this move be the Greer version of Doug Wilson getting Thornton?
Yeah. 100. Then that's
It has the potential.
It has the potential of being.
It definitely has the potential.
100%.
I also want to point out what Jiggles said in the chat.
Yeah, I love that name.
Like the idea that, like, so let's say Vegas finishes like with the 6 best odds to win the lottery, right? And the Sharks finish like 3rd. You basically have 2 shots of winning the lottery, and if whichever one wins, you just take that pick and give Nashville the other.
100%. Yep.
Like it actually is really smart.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be like the
it's
shit?
really smart, because if Vegas jumps and somehow wins, the Sharks get the first overall pick because they have that condition, and then Nashville gets 6th.
Yep.
So it's actually kind of smart. Like it would be great to have both of those, of course, but like,
well, we all know in this day and age,
that.
ever since the Carlson deal, every pick is top 10 protected.
That's true. Denver Doyle with the $1.90 super chat. Love Greer being aggressive in this rebuild. Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, Mike Greer, like, with the exception, I think, of the CC thing, which I didn't love. But again, like, I look at like the Cody Ceci thing, as much as I don't love it, I'm like,
I fucking hate that deal.
but this team isn't going to be good, so it doesn't fucking matter. Like,
yeah,
yes,
I
Cody
still
Ceci
hate the
sucks,
deal.
but the team's not good.
I want to know what Greer gets down the line for helping out the Oilers today. You know what I mean?
They get to go golfing with each other, because that's what matters in this league.
Yeah, I want to know what that's about. The other thing I think that we're desperately failing to note is, I mean, the secret weapon in this whole deal, of course, is Nolan Burke. Am I right?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, let me throw up some stuff here. Fuck, I made graphics. Let me use them.
He took the time, damn it.
We need to show him. Okay, so let me throw up the Askarov. I don't really have anything for Burke specifically, but I do have a Askarov here. Like, so he's a 2020 round, again, first round pick, 11th overall. Again, this guy like projects as a franchise goalie, which I think is the one thing. If you look at the Sharks and where the holes were in their prospect system, goaltending was a gaping one. Like, again, as much as I like Georgia Romano, as much as I like Magnus Corona, again, was there an NHL goalie there? I don't know. This has that in 2024, 44 games, 30-13-1 record, 2.39 goals against average, 911 save percentage. 3 games in the NHL, obviously really small sample size with Nashville. 1-1, 258, 914, pretty amazing. Like, again, like really good stuff. Got his first NHL win in December against the Washington Capitals. Again, like, there is a concern here where, like, obviously I think you don't want your projected franchise goalie to lose the net to Troy Grosenick, who, again, very good AHL goalie. As much as we like to, poke fun at Troy Grosenick here, very good AHL goalie.
And I like the fact that he's like, I don't know if it's me, but I feel like sometimes any goalie that's like 6'4" or taller gets like a whole bunch of extra pub. Yeah. So I like the fact, okay, 6'3" is right there, almost average height for a goalie at this point. So
he also has
I like
personality.
That. Yeah, but you need that athleticism. But hey, I mean, we got to be happy that we finally found somebody to replace Devin Cooley. Nathan Burke. Nathan Burke, no relation. My whole thing is, I just hope Nolan Burke isn't related to Tim Burke. That's that thing that scares the crap out of me. Losing Edstrom.
We have an Edstrom in Beestead.
Yeah, you said that earlier. So, but that's what I wanted to say was like, I don't feel like that's a huge loss. The first rounder, again, that's going to be one of the other moving parts. Nolan Burke for Corona. Okay, fine. That's a wash. Yeah. But the Sharks, they did get back a third.
They basically just traded for Hurdle. They basically just took what they traded to get from Hurdle. So it's basically Hurdle for Askarov is kind of the way.
In a roundabout way. Yeah. I can see that. But again, this is one of those, let's get the revisionist history out of the way now. We'll call it revisionist present, I suppose. Let's just say it now. 5, 6, 7 years from now, this is going to be those things where it's like, remember when Greer wasted a first rounder for Askarov, that piece of shit? Or it's going to be like, oh my God, I can't. It's going to be just like the Thornton deal. You know, it's like, like they only had to give up those three, Primo, Sturm, and Stewart for Thornton. That was it.
Right.
You know, they're going to sit there and go,
It,
oh
it
my
has
God.
that potential for sure.
Yeah, the Vegas first rounder that ended up being, 16th overall or what? That's all they had to give up for Askarov?
Yeah, I still think like this is a swing you take. Like these goalies like this don't go on the market ever. Like they don't go on the market. So
you don't see Minnesota
have to give something to get something, right?
Well,
like
and who was there was at least one other team that was mentioned.
It was the Montreal Canadiens and the New Jersey Devils were the two others apparently in the running.
Yeah,
really?
Frege. Yeah. I'd be interested
again.
to
Montreal
hear
makes sense. I think Montreal also
Jacob
like
Fowler,
has good. They had like Montreal has a lot to like. I think in their goaltending
Yeah.
pipeline. But
They have
again, I
Jacob
think
Fowler.
I think that again shows that you have to give to get in this situation,
Does-
right? Like
Does
if Montreal
Milstein have any other Sharks right now?
I think so. Isn't he? Who's so? No, it's hold on.
because Montreal has they have a goalie in the pipeline. I think they have a pretty decent goalie in Montembeault, and they have another goalie in the pipeline. And if they're in on if they want to still get on Askarov, given what they have in their pipeline, which I think is pretty good, someone will have to correct me.
So,
They have someone in.
Sorry.
I think what Caden Fleury's in their pipeline. Is it Caden or Fowler? I can't remember. Fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue. They have a goalie in the pipeline anyway.
You got to put up Pretty Good's comment.
Yes, I'm getting there.
One of the other Dan Milstein's client from the Sharks is Igor Chernyshov. So
yeah, we got the best goalie prospect, and it didn't involve Bordelot. Fuck, man, people are talking about Bordelot. It didn't when I thought about this trade, it didn't involve Quentin Musty.
Why does Jules want Bordelot off this team? Anytime there's a fucking deal,
Jacob Fowler. Thank you, Lamy. Thank you, Lamy.
Anytime there's a fucking deal, Jules is like, "Oh my God, I think Bordelot got moved."
I always think it's Bordelot because he seems like the odd man out half the time.
Well, especially with the way that
if that's how they got Yaroslav here. Was maybe Milstein even saying, okay, Chief, these three teams are in it to win it, they're gonna roll, but look at the fucking road, look at your age, look at the roadmap, look at all the talent San Jose has amassed over here, and they're still on track to next draft have something really good. There's one more year where it's going to be kind of I don't know about that, but then I want to
talk about Lamy bring up the goalie that I was trying to think of and I could not make the name. Jacob Fowler, who is also another really, really highly prospected goalie that they already have in their system, and yet they're sniffing around on a guy like Askarov, which I think speaks plenty to the projections for Askarov. Now again, we've seen guys that don't pan out, but that's the same with any fucking prospect. Sometimes prospects don't pan out as highly touted as they are.
18,
but
19.
if you have guys if you have teams like Montreal, who again, who have Jacob Fowler, who have a guy who I think is pretty decent in Montembeault, is another guy who I think is going to, cover that bridge until a guy like Jacob Fowler is ready to go. And they're still sniffing on Askarov. I think that speaks so much to how much teams and again, to not have to give up a guy yes, you gave up David Edstrom, who's a former first round pick, but it wasn't Quentin. You're not giving up a guy like Quentin Musty. I think Mike Greer did really, really good here.
This makes up for the Ceci deal for me.
Also, people on Twitter were like, "Is Eklund going the other way?" No.
Oh,
but that's what I mean. I think when you look at a guy like Askarov,
social media.
When you look at a guy like Askarov, though, dude, that's why I was when the news first came out that that this is definitely going to happen, I was like, yeah, you want the Sharks to sniff around here, but what is it going to cost?
Don't give up that much,
right? But what is it going to cost? And I think the cost is fine.
And just to point out what I was saying earlier about height, Puck Guy's graphics said 6'3". Pishelka's article says he's 6'4". So I'm just saying, it's already starting. By the time October rolls around, Askarov's going to be 7'2".
Listen, well, okay. So here's my thought on the David Edstrom. First of all, he's already been on 3 NHL teams, which I find fucking hilarious, and he hasn't even made his debut yet because he's been with Vegas Sharks.
He's going back to Sweden this year too, isn't he?
And he's going back to Sweden, so he'll be playing there.
Which didn't make me thrilled.
So, which Like, okay, now you guys saying that to me, now I get a little upset where it's like, and wait a minute, that was part of the hurdle deal, and this guy is that bad, and that's what Greer took back.
No,
Like, what
well,
the
I
fuck?
don't think that he's bad. I think it's they saw Beasted and they picked between Beasted and Edstrom.
Oh.
Who has the
Alright.
higher ceiling? And
Well, let's see if this ends up being like a Couture Skinner thing 10 years.
You
down
have
the
to
road.
remember, like, a late too. Like, this is like Edstrom. As much as I like Edstrom, like, I think there's an NHL player there, but he's a late first round pick.
All right,
Because
guys.
Vegas.
We already are. So I should let everybody know who's watching us right now. Mike Greer is doing a call with the media right now. Just saying it right now. Greer has said that the Sharks have signed Askarov to a 2-year extension already.
Let's go. There we go.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, whatever they've sold him on is, and again, like I think there is a path where I think, like, I think if you look at Nashville,
1.7 million salary. Sorry, keep going, Ian.
If you look at Nashville, like if you look at what he had in Nashville, like UC Saros, and again, like UC Saros, really good goalie, already in the NHL. Like, I don't really begrudge them for going with UC Saros for as long as they did, or, you know, UC Saros was a guy, like, he's really good, and it's probably gonna be fine.
Can you throw up Tiger's comment?
I was doing that right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a Tiger for $2 wants to thank AJ for calling out Jules's board's agenda.
Oh my
I don't
God.
blame, like, I'm gonna defend Jules here for a minute. Like, with the way that Mike Greer has come in and, like, has completely just thrown overboard a lot of the previous regime's picks. Like, Bordelot, although as much as I like Bordelot, like, I can see where Jules is coming from, thinking he's going to go, although they kept Brandon Coe around too, and I don't understand
Brandon
that
Coe
one.
is 6'4". That's the only reason.
I know.
We have a few more comments. Skylar's got one of them in the chat. Greer on when negotiations started. We talked about him off and on the whole year. It came up a little bit at the draft. Pashelka saying that Greer talked to Askarov and feels that he wouldn't have any problem reporting to the A.
Because here's the thing with
because he doesn't have a sorrow-sized impediment in his way.
Correct.
Yeah,
right?
like, it's a really easy path. You have two kind of trash.
So I only got to beat one of these guys? No problem.
And none of those guys are termed, because I loved, like, again, what San Jose has done, and I think what Mike Greer doesn't get enough credit for, maybe he does, but I don't think he gets enough credit for, is the way he's handled the goaltending. You know, a lot of people get really pissy, you know, oh, Aiden Hill's not here anymore, and Aiden Hill's a Stanley Cup champion, but Aiden Hill's just a fucking guy. Like, I don't think Aiden Hill's an elite goalie, and I will die on this fucking hill that Aiden Hill is not an elite goalie. He's a guy that he's a guy that won behind a really good team,
like a stacked defense. Also,
the really good defense.
The Askarov extension is 2 by 2 million. So
2 by 2 is fucking great. And then
that's fucking awesome to me. That's a 2-year show me deal.
Yeah,
and
he'll
love
be an RFA he'll be at RFA at 25. So we basically will get him all through his prime. Good job, Mike Greer. Good job.
But my whole thing is, look, between is it Romanov or Romanov?
Nah,
who gives a shit?
So I don't really want to speak
till you play significant NHL time. Who gives a shit? So I mean,
I'm
sure Askarov, whatever. But we'll just say Askarov, Romanov, Blackwood, Vanacek. I'm just worried how Martin Jones fits into this.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're going to sign him tomorrow. They're going to sign him tomorrow. Here, Askarov, here's another guy for you to beat. His name's Martin Jones. He's elite.
Yeah, Romanov. I believe it's Romanov. Like, that's the way I've always said it. But you know what? I changed the we're just assholes on YouTube.
Romanov, says Molasses. Okay. Again, when he plays significant, I'm going to go full Remenda here. When you play significant time in the NHL, then I'll learn your name.
Also, the Sharks now have like 3 third-round picks next year. Casually,
good times. No, look at, I mean,
first and a second, like,
but like I think that the Sharks have done a good job of, like, kind of like just stop-gapping goalies and not overly committing to goalies. And if something works out, then great, right? Like,
hold on. Does Askarov have? Is he like a little bit of a head case?
So Askarov by reputation reminds me a lot of Patrick Waugh.
Yeah,
like really
I
fiery.
don't mind
dude.
Patrick Waugh. The guy that I don't want is Belfour.
Yeah, also a fiery guy. I mean,
He
but
definitely has a
That guy was a
personality.
fucking
Everywhere
lunatic,
else.
dude.
Yeah, but he was really good everywhere else. Just San Jose, for whatever reason, didn't work really good everywhere else. But like Askarov reminds me a lot, like just of a guy like personality wise.
Yeah,
reminds
Tiger
me
with a good
lot of
comment.
Patrick Waugh.
I don't want another Bennington out there.
Yeah, he doesn't really give that vibe. He's just
The reason why
he's
I
a
asked,
competitor. Let's put
the reason, okay, the reason I ask is Shang from the Greer media call says Greer says the Sharks have been after this guy for a while, for at least a year or so, done their homework with Nabby, Spear, and Miller watching, talking with people about his character, says he has no issue with Askarov's fire, believes it will be channeled positively. As soon as I read that, I went, fucking bitch Bennington part 2.
And I don't.
Well, here's the thing, though. But like, here's the thing. Like, so, but like, I don't mind a guy with a little fire because, again, like the guy I always go back to is Patrick Waugh because Patrick Waugh could back it up with play, and I believe that Askarov's a guy who's going to back up anything that he does with his play. And again, Ed Belfour is the guy you bring up, but again, Ed Belfour was really good everywhere that was not San Jose. I don't mind, like, as much as, like, yes, as a Sharks fan, Ed Belfour can go fuck off a million fucking times.
I know, but I love
hockey fan. But as a hockey fan, Ed Belfour was really, really fucking good everywhere
that's so
but San
Sharks.
Jose.
Dude, that's so Sharks. I just love that. That's so Sharks. He was great everywhere except San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah, like
but
what a fucking tool.
But that's real though. Like, like as much as a Sharks fan, like as a Sharks fan, Ed Belfour can fuck off 100 times. But as a guy who's watched the game,
yeah,
right?
More media call comments coming in. Pashelka says Greer says he's not ruling out having 3 goalies on the roster to start the season. Says he expects Vanacek to be ready to go once camp begins.
Also,
yeah,
like the thing with us, like the thing with all this and like us freaking out that the Sharks, like if they have 3 goalies, Vanacek is injury prone and so is Blackwood.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what I said earlier, right? Like there's
so,
a lot of path here. One, none of these guys are signed for 8 years and are gonna probably have a hold. You know, the thing that, talking about Nashville for a minute though, and just with the way the goaltending is now and how people tandem, like you look at what Boston did forever, I'm kind of surprised. Like I know they have Wedgwood, but like I'm kind of surprised they didn't just like play Askarov and Saros. I mean, like obviously Askarov was like probably not going to be the guy come playoffs, and I think that might have annoyed him. But I'm really surprised Nashville didn't just tandem these guys for a year or 2.
Same, but like, I want to actually talk about Nashville for a second because mind you, I saw this tweet. I think it was Cam Robinson. So they signed Jonathan Marchessault, Steven Stamkos, and Brady Shea this offseason, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did they come up with all that money?
Do you want to guess how many first round picks they have in the 2025 draft? Just take a gamble.
217.
Shut up, AJ. No, they have
0.
3.
Oh, they have 3.
They have 3 first round picks in 2025. And I think their prospect was actually pretty good. I think Askarov took a hit, but like they have 3 first round picks in 2025 plus Jonathan Marchessault. So like I have to give Nashville some credit there because I think they're going to buy at the deadline and all those 3 picks are going to be gone.
Barry Trotz is like, what? Like,
wizard.
I don't know if it's going to work, but like Barry Trotz taking over in GM and the stuff he's done as GM, like it's fun. I will give him that. Like everything they've done is.
I don't know what they're doing, but it's fun.
It's fun.
Like I don't know if you're buying or selling, but this is fun.
Oh yeah. I forgot to ask. I mean, just based on the background, is Jules having a brat summer or
what? No, I just forgot to use my virtual background.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I like it.
It's fine. So Greer on the trade.
There you go.
Pashelka, there she goes. Greer on the trade. It's a really big day for our franchise. To have an opportunity to add Askarov to our group is really exciting. I think it kind of breathes some more positive energy into the group. I mean, come on, dude. If you're the blue line, like if you're Vlasic, if you're Ferraro, Ruta, or whatever, you must be going, oh, fuck, there's hope.
There's hope.
When we fuck up, it might not end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
it's
sure
fun.
Sam Dickinson is also smiling so hard today.
I still think like if you look at the Sharks prospect pool, because I think goaltending was the gaping hole.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big hole in the prospect pool.
Yeah, Eric and I
as
were
much
talking
as
about
I
that
like
last
those
week.
guys, like and again, and Magnus Krona's going the other way, and I think that like look at Nashville's getting a really good goalie
AHL
in Magnus
goaltender.
Krona. Yeah, in Magnus Krona. And again, I don't think there's an NHL goalie there, but I think they're gonna have a decent, again, the Admirals are gonna be decent for goaltending in the thing. Like I like Magnus Krona. I like him as a goalie, like maybe not as like a top prospect. Like I wasn't super high on him as a prospect, but I liked him as a goalie, and I think Nashville's getting a really decent goalie there. Obviously not Askarov tier. But yeah, the prospect pool gaping hole. Now I think the problem is still, I think the blue line's still a little soft.
Oh, it's
for our prospect pool. No, for prospect pool wise, right? Like I still think if you look at the Sharks,
but let me ask you this though.
Perspective, I think the D is now the parts that's a little sus. I think goaltending's fine. Forward is amazing. Like
let me ask you this: what team would you say has an amazing defensive pipe?
The Ducks. The Ducks or Montreal, I think, have
always fucking.
Okay, well, I'm just answering the fucking question.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. But I feel like the Ducks are always like good in defense. Like the Ducks always turn out NHL defense.
Wait, real quick. Sorry, I want to address. Greer said Logan Couture hasn't skated yet, but is
that's concerning.
Spirit. Now, sorry, I don't mean to change the subject, but we'll get back to the best Ds in the league. All right.
I like that. Greer said the Sharks have a plan for Couture. And what is that? Sit on your fucking couch?
So is he just going on IR? Like,
yeah, LTI.
I still think, it's August 23rd, man. The fact that Couture hasn't skated, that is concerning a little bit.
Hello. That's what I'm saying. Like, the weird thing is, I swear to God, like a month or so ago, there was some sort of media call. And it was, how's Couture doing? It's, oh yeah, we expect him on to be skating any day now.
He's like,
and we're a fucking month later, he's not out there. I mean, I hate to. Greer said the Sharks will have to see whether to offer a PTO to a veteran, like who? Kevin LeBanc.
Well, they need a center. Oh, they need another. They might go for another center. I think it depends of Couture.
But but they could. I mean, oh god damn! I was sweating this, and I think I might look. I'm not here to like open the mausoleum, but we might have reached the end of the Couture era.
I don't know if he plays.
Sad.
Again.
It's sad, like, and I want to like, and I never want to call a guy dead before he's like officially dead.
Of course, dude, I'm not fitting him for a toe tag just
yeah.
But I'm sitting there with a measuring tape, like seeing,
Yeah, but it's concerning, like the fact that it's August and you're not skating. That's
apparently, according to Greer, that's part of the plan from one of the tweets I just read.
No, the plan is he's going to, he'll come back when he's ready, and if that moment is never, so be it.
But I will say this is why we signed Alexander Wenberg for whenever everyone was questioning that signing. Greer knows there's a shot. Couture, like I love Couture, one of my favorite players growing up, but there's a legit shot he doesn't play again, and this is why we signed Alexander Wenberg, so we're not throwing the literal children to the wolves.
Right, and that's the concern that I have, right? Because obviously, like Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith didn't turn pro to play in the A this year. Like they're going to be on the NHL squad, and I get nervous. Like as much as like I love Macklin Celebrini, I think that's like obviously that is the centerpiece still. Like even bringing in Askarov, Celebrini is still the centerpiece of this thing.
Yeah, but I don't want him starting the season on the top line.
I get a little concerned like that. You're gonna just.
I think Granlund starts as the 1C. Like Granlund's still the 1C. I think he gets shipped out at the trade deadline. Like I don't think I'm saying anything too crazy there.
No, I don't think so.
I don't want Celebrini starting out as the 1C because
if he earns it, fuck whatever.
If he earns it, fine. But like it shouldn't be like we have no one else. Please take this role.
I'm going to disagree with you on Granlund because I think Greer really likes what he's brought to the room.
Oh, you mean that he's not getting traded?
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if he gets like a little 2-year thank you for doing you kind of a deal.
But how about if someone offers the Sharks? I'm not saying this is.
If Granlund comes in, if some team, some stupid ass GM says, here's our Brinks truck, then Edmonton. You make that. Yeah, you make that deal. But I like, I wouldn't mind him having if Granlund continues to improve the way he improved last season, I have no problem with Greer signing him to a 2-year deal. Like once we get, it seems like the fucking finish line is the end of Vlasic's deal. That seems to be the finish line. Greer also saying he expects Benning to be ready for camp and in a good spot from his hip surgery.
Him off to the moon. Next. Oh.
Yeah. Well, you guys said it earlier. Now it's like you have Celebrini and Musty and Eklund and Smith and these pieces. Now you appear to have gotten the goalie of the future. To me, and Ian touched on it a little bit ago, but how bright is the spotlight on the blue line now?
The blue line's definitely where, if you look at the prospect pool, the blue line is now the more area of concern. I love Sam Dickinson. Don't get me wrong, Sam Dickinson, great pick. I'm not upset. Again, I'm not going to relitigate the Zeev William thing. I think Sam Dickinson was a perfectly great pick with the pick they took.
I forgot about Toffoli. My bad.
Toffoli's gonna come in too. Yeah. But obviously, I think there's always going to be nothing's ever. If you always look at these things, there's always going to be a thing that, well, this could be better. And now the blue line is what could be better. Whereas I think goaltending was a gaping hole. Blue lines, it's not terrible. They have a lot of prospects aren't terrible. It's just now that's the point of. This isn't, if you wanted more, that is where you probably want more.
I will say this with the Sharks blue line, they're really stacked on the left side of defense. So they have Sam Dickinson, Shakir Mukhamadullin, Leo Celine Wallenius, Henry Thrun. The list goes on and on. They're really stacked on the left side. The right side is where I think the light right now shines the brightest because you're led by Jack Thompson and Eric Polkamp.
How much money do the Sharks have though over the next couple of years to make, money moves on the right side of the blue line?
In 2027, they have 5 players signed. So they have the money. I'm not worried about that. I think
but I'm saying over the next 2 seasons, is there a right-handed D that right now the Sharks have the space cap-wise, they have the space roster-wise? What who is a
you mean
guy?
In the draft or
no
just the guy you can bring in,
some sort of some sort of FA.
I don't know, but I know
not off the top of my head without on the spot but those easier spot to fix, right? You can guys,
that's a free agent.
Everyone's always oh, you can't get guys free agents, but teams do every year.
Logan Henfer is the guy to watch out for, though. If in next year's
think
draft,
they go back and they get Erik Karlsson back because Erik Karlsson's going to be I want to go back to San Jose so I can put up another 100 points.
AJ, no. Welcome back,
Jesus Christ. Fucking this podcast, man.
I do like Schaefer, but Mason, I do like Schaefer, but I believe he's lefty. But Schaefer's also good. Sorry, I went draft mode for a second, but yeah.
I mean, again, on the spot, I feel I don't have anything super in my brain on the spot right now. I'm sure if I had some time to go and look at it, but I feel again, like I said earlier, right? Everyone's oh, you can't, you can't build in free agency, but teams, you can't build in free agency, sure. But teams always find guys in free agency to plug holes. And, I mean, there's a reason why you can do a July 1st show every year because
there's always teams and GMs. Yeah. There's always GMs willing to spend a dumb amount of money on a player that's sorry, but look at the Kraken and Chandler Stevenson. Not saying Greer should do that, but you can.
But there's also teams that also do things that are good. I know it's easy to look at those, but teams also add pieces that get them over the hump.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do invite everybody that's watching us right now to join us this Sunday night for our weekly season preview.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to do one every week.
Every week
because you know, the roster keeps changing, so we got to stay up. We got to stay fresh.
Stay up to date.
We got to get our clickbait on full, baby.
Clickbait on full, baby.
Stay tuned for the 2025 draft preview where I already start talking about Logan Hensler.
Yeah.
Get other stuff. Well, let's do something Sunday. We've been dark a little bit. Like I know, like the Cody Ceci thing, we had to do something for that.
I will
still never forgive Mike Bear for. Okay, so I don't know. I think AJ shared it. Ian, did you share your thoughts on the CC deal yet?
It's whatever. Like it's not good. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, man, Cody Ceci's here. Yay! I'm super excited.
Let's.
Cody Ceci's a shark.
Hold on, quickly review here. We're talking Emberson for Ceci and a third.
Like a third, yes.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Like I think the Oilers 30, got the better 30? Player and a pick. Like
I mean, I don't mind getting the pick, and it seems now how many third round picks do the Sharks have
3.
now? Like, okay, so they have 3 third round, and if Ceci gets moved again by the deadline, could be 4.
Maybe yeah.
But I still like if you're building for the future, you have Askarov, whatever, you know, he's only 22. You look at the fucking kids and Musty Smith, Eklund, like Celebrini, 18, all of these kids that are floating around the age of 20, barely old enough to drink. And then you're going to get rid of Emberson, who is like, what, 22, 23, trade him for fucking Ceci, who's like, how old?
Just like 30.
Yeah.
Ceci, like Ceci. Okay, so this is my philosophy.
And isn't Emberson right-handed D?
Yes.
What the fuck are we doing here, people?
I don't know.
That I don't understand. Maybe there's an injury thing we don't know about with Emberson. Because
to me, like you're saying, it's either an injury thing or Bowman has like corruptible evidence on Greer that just needed to get done. Like, what is going on?
I mean, Sam
Cody
Bowman.
Ceci is a guy Cody Ceci falls into this like the defenseman that like everyone knows aren't good. But
GMs
somehow
love
coaches
him.
and GMs fucking love anyway. And it's like, or they're like, I can fix him. I can fix her. It's fine. I can fix her. Right? Like,
who is what is he like the defensive version of real deal James Neal?
Yeah,
I can fix her.
Well, no, because here's my hope for Cody Ceci is that he just puts up.
He does
points.
Yeah, Ceci does chug minutes. Like he's going to be able to play a ton of minutes, which I think the Sharks kind of did Mario
come
Ferraro
on, dude. Look at
a lot of minutes, but not a lot of those minutes are good.
I cannot wait.
I was going to say, look at the defense, dude. Anybody who has remote talent is going to be playing a lot of minutes on the blue line.
Give me Ceci, Vlasic, first top line pairing. James Haggins, I hope you look good in Teal.
Cody Ceci, okay, like Celebrini 17 saying Ceci isn't bad. Did you watch the playoffs? Because I did.
All right, let me give you the depth pool here, kiddies.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, here we go.
This used to be a 2-inch deep pool.
Yes.
Okay. It seems to have expanded top to bottom right now as it stands. And I'll tell you right now, Jules is going to be a little upset with the last name said, but here we go.
Thomas Bordalo?
Prospect pool. Celebrini. Askarov.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eklund.
Yes.
Musty.
Who?
Cagnoni.
Who?
Haltonen. Beasted.
Yes.
Havlid.
Yes.
Bordalo.
Trade him.
Fucking hell.
I looked at the list and I'm like, wait a minute. Are we talking talent or height?
So here's the thing, right? So like, I want to finish on Cody Ceci here first. Like,
who?
Trade him.
The thing with Cody Ceci is as much as I don't like the defenseman, he isn't good. Like, you still have to remember that this team isn't going to be good this year either. So it doesn't fucking matter. Like it doesn't. Ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter.
Hold on, is it really not going to be that good? I would say right now, as it stands, it not good.
The forwards are good,
but better than last year.
They're better.
But so Chicago was better than last year too. And where did they finish?
Wouldn't you rather take a step forward than a step back though?
They're going to take a step forward. I think they're going to take a step forward. Cody Ceci be damned. But I still think like ultimately like this team isn't competing for anything. This team is just it's another year in the rebuild.
My God,
it's
here come the
year
tweets. Ian's a fucking hater.
So
I know.
here's
But no,
the-
but it's true. Like,
but
it's true,
Ian
right?
is right. Like Ian is
Like,
right. Like they're gonna take
it's going to be a
forward.
step forward,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be like we're not making the playoffs. So Cody Ceci is going to be a bad player on a bad team. Who like ultimately, yeah, not great, not a blemish on Mike Greer summer. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter because it's whatever. What is it? A year of
Also,
Cody Ceci?
Dude,
I just want to point out Greer had a really good summer besides 2 moves.
hold on.
Like,
Yeah, Cody Ceci, 1 fucking year. Who cares, man?
Yeah,
it's
but
1
hold on.
fucking year on
AJ,
a
what
bad
happened?
team.
This
What happened?
this is out.
Oh,
fucking
did you see the
standing.
tweet I sent? Oh, the
Hold on.
tweet I sent.
This is
in the chat?
outstanding.
Yeah.
I've
I think
never
I sent
seen this before ever on NHL.com right now.
it. Oh,
The big fucking photo is a shot from the prospect scrimmage game that we were at, Jules.
Mhm.
It's a Baby Sharks, expectations for Celebrini, goaltending among 3 questions for San Jose. And then on the right, top stories. It's a score off traded to Sharks by Predators. After that, inside look at San Jose Sharks. 5 more down, NHL edge stats for the San Jose Sharks. 2 more after that. Fantasy preview for the San Jose Sharks. I've never seen so much Sharks coverage in one day on NHL.com. This is amazing.
Oh my god! Also, if you guys don't see there's a I don't know who did it, but I don't know how to pronounce that. Mostly hockey. I think it's another hockey thing. Put out a funny thing about the Sharks young core, and then Cece's just in it, like at the top of it. So Cece's now part of the Sharks young core. You heard it here, folks.
So Nicholas Egan saying today is Sharks Day for the 32 and 32. So
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
great. But Jesus
talking about
fucking
the
Christ. Like,
it's Sharks Day. We're allowed to get some news.
It's Sharks
yeah, but
Day.
I understand like how funny is it? Like this was planned. Okay, this is Sharks Day and tomorrow will be Kraken Day or whatever. But I just think it's funny. It's like Mike Greer sitting there going, "Oh, you really think it's Sharks Day? Watch this."
Dude, Greer, and I think I said this off air. Greer has a tendency lately. He'll make a really questionable move. Like he'll claim Barkley Goodrow off waivers, and we'll all be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, I forgot
And
about
then
Barkley Goodrow. Yeah.
Who?
And then the next day, trade him. And then the next day, he trades Jake. He gets Jake Wallman for free.
Right. Yeah.
And now he did the weird ass Cody Ceci move, who's now part of our future.
I said this last week with Puck Guy. They're going to have to build a parking garage outside the practice facility because of all these players.
No, they will. Because
These guys need places to park.
Rats. Well, they also just have a ton of rink rats now. Like Askarov, from what I read and heard, is a rink rat. Celebrini, we've been known as a rink rat.
Well, it's so expensive to live in San Jose that you might as well just save money by living at the rink.
Yeah, at the rink, just never go home.
I look at if Cody Ceci is a god on this team. I hope there's nothing I like more than being wrong when I think that the Sharks aren't going to do something good. Like I would like if the Sharks do something good and I'm wrong, I would rather the Sharks do something good than like me be right. So I mean, if Cody Ceci turns into a defensive god on this team, fuck it, so be it. Great. Like I would rather be wrong and the Sharks do something good than right and the Sharks be bad.
Cincy about to win the Norris with 104 points.
Fucking look at again. If that happens, fucking great. I'd rather be wrong and the Sharks do something good than be right and the Sharks be bad.
I mentioned that prospect pool. I mean,
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Is there a team that you think right now has a better prospect pool than the San Jose Sharks?
Sharks have the best prospect pool. No. Are we counting Bedard or no?
I kind of would.
Does Bedard count as a prospect?
Well, I mean, hold on. I mean, that big head hockey prospect pool, Eklund is on there. So then I would say Bedard does count.
Here's the thing with Chicago. And with the thing with because Chicago is obviously a little bit further along, they've hit on a lot of guys. They have a lot of guys that are still young, but they're playing NHL games and they look like they've hit. Whereas the Sharks have a lot of like questions still. Would you agree with that, Jules? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a guy like Frank Nazar, who I think looked really good, right? Well, you have a guy like the defenseman who played a ton of minutes.
Korchinski
played a ton of minutes at he's fucking 18.
So
right?
If we're including those guys, I would say Chicago still slightly has the upper edge on the blue line, especially. And I think up front, Bedard will just give you the edge no matter what.
So my point is, the Sharks are top 3.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
I think
I just think
goalie wise, Sharks have the best between Minnesota and San Jose.
between Askarov and Jesper Wallstedt, I probably still lean Wallstedt, but that's splitting hairs.
Okay, so before I get into this, very quickly, Pashelka just said, Greer says Ceci will not only add composure to the back end, but help the young forwards.
Yeah, Mike Greer knows he's watching us, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up, Ian."
Yeah. We'll turn the puck.
This fucking Ian guy, man, fuck that guy.
The fucking Canadian. It's
Well, Ian
you knew Greer was going to have to defend that. So I'd love to know what scribe asked the question on that, but either way. To get back to what I was saying, though, like 2 years ago, the local scribe, squire, if you will, but 2 years ago, Sharks fans, the majority, especially the passive ones, were very much, the Sharks suck, everything sucks, blah, 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 blah. And to a certain extent, I remember being kind of like, yeah, it's not good, man. This is it's going to take a while to dig out of this fucking hole. But the thing is, between the end of Wilson's tenure and then that short term by Will, my whole thing was like, I just don't see light at the end of this fucking tunnel. And now I'm being blinded by the light at the end of the tunnel.
So I'm about to ruin that for you.
Oh, well, then fuck you.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, that's the part. Adds that he's not ruling out to signing Ceci to an extension if there's a fit.
Fuck me. Well, it's 2 years.
What was this? Was that Ceci saying that? That it's tough to go out there and get carved every night?
No, that was Mike Greer, but he's referring to Ceci. But no, I'm joking.
He's not wrong.
Why? Okay, so Greer, buddy, you just did a really good move. Let's not sign Ceci to an extension, bud.
Whatever. Look at if it's
it's bad enough because Ceci got a no move.
Fuck him and Vlasikov at the same time. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Again, you extend them until they're not good anymore. You extend them until they're good. Like you need players to be here until they're good. And
but I hate that Ceci got a full no move.
That wasn't Greer though.
That wasn't Mike Greer though. That was fucking Ken Holland.
Yeah.
I can still hate that he got a full no move.
Sure.
Again, I'm still on record saying I don't understand the Emerson for Ceci deal. I did was Mike Greer that fucking hard up for another
in a vacuum? In a vacuum, the trade sucks. When you put everything else with it, it's
in really a vacuum next to a broom in a Hoover, whatever you want to say. I don't
vacuum. It sucks for sure. If you look at it and if you just look at
everything in a vacuum was sucked.
Is that a good hockey trade? No, it's not a good hockey trade. But when you look at where the Sharks are, it doesn't fucking matter because it's just deck chairs on the Titanic, my guy.
Well, at the end of the day, this mind you, we do have to. Emerson was a waiver claim. So he basically got a waiver.
It's a bad trade. Like, look at in a vacuum, it's a bad trade. But at the end of the day,
hey, it made up for the other 2 third-round picks we gave up for the Hurdle deal. So
Oh no, the 29
I think I'm also
has easy.
I'm just also super just down to be talking about a move that didn't start with Boston native.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe there's a Boston in Russia that I don't know about.
Yeah, it's like
Bostikov or something. I don't know.
Skorov's parents banged a Boston Red Sox player back in the 80s.
Never know.
There's always a tie into Boston.
I think there is a Boston University committed goalie in next year's.
Nice.
So
fuck's sakes, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta get this. We're just off in La La Land now.
We're just here for the clicks at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of clicks, if you wanted to click some things for me, you could click the like button, you could click the subscribe button. If you're watching this after the fact and you think that we're
everyone
absolutely dumb, you can leave us a comment and tell us how dumb we are. Those are my favorite comments.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I love reading those comments. They always make me laugh.
The ones that try to hurt my feelings are my favorite.
Oh no. Anyway.
I do get compliments in the comments though, so
I do. Don't get me wrong. If you want to pump my tires, I also approve of that. In fact, I encourage that as well. I like both. I like both ends of the spectrum. Either tell me I'm garbage, tell me I'm great, just don't tell me I'm mediocre.
Also, the Blues matched the offer sheets.
Askarov went to Massachusetts once.
No,
probably,
sorry, Blues
probably
matched.
happened.
Sorry, the Oilers then matched the offer sheets. So the Blues.
Oh, the Oilers. Yeah, that's true. We can.
That kind of shocked me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because you thought with Cody Ceci, it's like, oh, look at NHL GMs helping each other out because NHL GMs are so dumb. I hate NHL GMs. Like they're
And then
so
there
dumb.
was the Yager for McGroarty trade, which
Okay, so here's the thing with the with NHL GMs, right? Like they whinge about how hard it is to make. I can't make a trade. It's so hard. I can't make my buddy look dumb. I don't know, man.
Did Sidney Crosby get an extension yet?
No, but the Pittsburgh actually did do something good with the McGroarty trade. I think
Winnipeg was held over a barrel. So
I liked what Winnipeg did also.
No, it's true.
It was a good. Yager is good. McGroarty is just going to help Pittsburgh now, which is I think the main thing there.
And we're just going to not give Greer any shit at all for not signing the noted OHL Windsor Spitfire goaltender Keanu Reeves.
No.
No
shit's given.
All right, no shit's given.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here? I think the chat is kind of chilled for now. So
the only thing I will say for Sharks fans that are local to the Bay Area, another sidewalk sale a week from tomorrow. If you're interested, Little Birdie has I shouldn't say told me, but intimated that if you're interested in some practice jerseys, some prackies, they should be out there because it looks as though every team should by now have their Fanatics branded practice jerseys. So now they don't have to hold on to the Adidas stock, in fear that Fanatics
for dear life.
Oh, I thought. Sorry, yeah. Any update on the election shirt? I thought you said election shit, and I'm like, we are not talking election shit.
No, we're not.
No, the thing is, I want to do it, but we've been burned on this type of shit before. So the only way I think we can do it, I can talk to you guys about this over the weekend, and we'll see if this is the way you want to play it.
Okay.
We could just very well, on social media, whether it's Twitter, which is our normal, or Instagram. Sleepy, yes, they do. Sidewalk will have pucks. With the election shirt, I think maybe we just take a week and we literally just
pre-orders and
take pre-orders where it's like, here's how much we think it's going to be. And so we're just going to guess what the shirts are probably going to run around 30 to 35, somewhere in that ballpark. And then it's still going to be at least $5 shipping. So it's like, if you're willing to commit $40, then we'll, and for 1 week, we'll take pre-orders, collect them all up, and then we'll place the order, and then
get the number.
And as soon as they, and it should only take a couple weeks for them to be done. And then once they get shipped to us, we'll send them out to everybody. Does that sound fair to the people that are in the chat right now while Ian or Jules say more words?
Words. The Sharks have a stacked prospect pool with Askarov, Selbrini, and Smith.
Sleepy. Is it just practice jerseys and sticks? No, the sidewalk sale. The sidewalk sale a month ago, whenever it was, there were a small amount of sticks, gloves, and jerseys. It's mostly retail stock that is overflow. So it's shirts and quarter zips and jackets, that type of stuff. There was a small table that had some overruns of pucks, a few boxes of ice skates that were some overruns. So
I have a question. Well, this is a random. Where would you guys rank Askarov in the Sharks prospect pool? So Will Selbrini is one.
He's second or third. He's that high. Yeah.
Just wanted to ask.
Without really digging any super thoughts.
We'll do prospect pyramids at some point.
Tyga hit me up directly on Twitter. Can I pick up the shirt if you live in San Jose State? Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll have to figure it out.
We'll run something out this weekend. Again, follow us or follow Teal Town USA on Twitter,
whatever
X, Twitter, whatever the fucking Elon's wasteland.
Elon's wasteland. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. Elon's wasteland.
I didn't realize there was a song that would go with it. That's awesome.
I was just
Elon's wasteland. It's way better than the whole fucking Cars for Kids song.
Hey, there you go.
Okay,
oh my goodness.
Derailing.
I don't have anything else. Yeah, I don't know. I do want to do prospect period at some point. I just want to pick a time so we have time to put it together, so it's not like we threw it together Saturday night. And
just do one every other day, and then on the opposite, you do
change it.
You do yours on the even days, and then we'll do our season. We'll do a season preview every other odd day. So it'll all fit together.
Themes. Yeah,
I have a show. Let's wrap this up.
All right.
Hold on. Let me check.
Oh God.
Let me do my final check here. Yeah, no, okay, that's fine. The Sunday show is going to be changing. Just letting everybody know. It's not Pucknologist anymore. It's going to be something else. Not sure totally, but I know what I wanted to say. Shout out to the Reddit dude that went off. I
saw that. I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
Yeah, that went off on me, and it's the guy on the right. I love that. It's like the entire show. My name is right there. It's 2 letters, but
fucking guy on the right.
The guy on the right.
Fucking guy on the right.
Yeah, I swear to. Oh, can I do that right now?
Oh Jesus!
Hold on. I mean, let's be honest. It's only funny if it happens in the fucking moment. Oh man, I am so upset. How am I not able to do that while we're live?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do.
But either way, dude. So
dude on the right.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Yeah, tell me about my haircut. That's the other There you go, the guy on the right.
Hey,
there it is. But dude said I went on a long rant and was bitching about the hockey guy for a season preview. Okay. I wasn't bitching about the hockey guy specifically. It was the idea of putting out a season preview 2 months before the season started. And if you think that was a long rant, it must have been the first time you've ever watched Teal Town USA. But it's the point being is that it was about season previews, and doing them in August, to me, in my opinion, fool's errand. I don't give a fuck who does them. NHL Radio, The Athletic, whoever. Seems a little early to be doing it. And again, it's just kind of I got to be the first. So you can count on Teal Town USA going live next May for our 26-27 Sharks preview. It's going to be amazing. But what proved my point, was the fact that the Ceci Emberson deal happened a day later. But, and I'm sure what you'll call what I just said a long rant, even though it took 30 seconds. But back to you, Ian.
Favorite ocean guy on the right. Yeah, I know.
That's on the left, actually.
That's on the left, but Yeah. Ian loves snakes, if you are not aware.
There's no snakes.
Well, the
Atlantic Ocean is superior.
The other thing that Ian will recognize, shout out to the comment section this past season, because the last couple of shows, I particularly like the comments where it's AJ, clean up your language, or AJ makes it hard to like Teal Town. And then the following show, the comments were, I like angry AJ better, or I only watch this for AJ. What the fuck?
You can't win. I mean, if you're upset about language, I mean, everything that we put it, any podcast that we put out or anything, it's always never. I think we have the E beside our podcast. We don't pretend that we use good language.
Sleepy Mofo saying he thinks the comments got to Hockey Guy because he explained why he doesn't do previews in September. Okay, I'm dying to know what that explanation was. You'll have to hit me up on Twitter.
Hit me up on Twitter with the link.
It's fine. I mean, look at because he wants to be first.
I think with content, I think here, I'm gonna be real here for a second. I think when content is your job, then you have to do content. That's just how this works. If content is your job, then you have to do content.
Sure, and I get that, but he could have done.
Not my job.
instead of doing a Sharks and again, it has nothing to do with the Sharks. It's like instead of doing season previews in August, he could have very well just, that guy fucking flips on the switch and farts, and he, because of his followers, he's going to get 30,000 views. He could have very well done, hey, here's my favorite blue hockey jerseys ranked 1 to 10. And that would have gotten the same amount of views.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't do content for a living. So I'm glad that I do content for a living. I just do content when I fucking feel like it. It's amazing.
Right? No, we don't have to put the brakes for ads, and we do it whenever the fuck we want. I love that part.
But in other news, stay tuned for prospect pyramids at some point.
At some point, yes.
What the fuck is a prospect pyramid?
So it's a pyramid.
And I got that part.
Yeah. Basically, so it's a pyramid, right? We've done them before.
You think I watched this shit?
I know. It's like nerdy TCG summer stuff. So basically, you rank your prospects instead of like a tier ranking. It's basically similar to a tier ranking, where obviously like you have your tippy top of the pyramid, and then you kind of work your way down to your guys.
Okay, so nothing remotely
Pellegrini at the top, guys at the bottom. That's basically it.
I don't know. I heard prospect pyramid, so this is not a Ponzi scheme. Got it.
No.
No.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. Fuck me.
Close it down, man.
In case you missed this motherfucking thing, or you want to watch it again, hit us on tealtownusa.com, where you can find all our content. Joel, shut up for a minute. I'm trying to do the outro here.
At least it's not me.
For the first time in forever. Sorry.
Yep.
If you want to watch this again, hit us up tealtownusa.com. You can find all our content there, whether it be audio, video, or occasionally written content, which is very few and far between these days, because who fucking writes anything anymore? Not me. You can also find us wherever you get your your podcast platforms, all that fun stuff. Again, like, subscribe, hit the hit us up in the comments, whatever. Fuck, get me out of here. I'm over this shit. That's it. tealtownusa.com. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.